at a certain university. There's a strange class that's always scheduled late at night. That night, the rain was pouring. The students arrived first, wet, tired, but still waiting for the professor. A few minutes later, the professor finally showed up. His clothes were still wet from the rain, but his face was blank and cold. The lesson went on like normal, but the room felt different, quieter, colder, and somehow unsettling. No one talked, only the sound of chalk on the board, flickering lights, and a growing, heavy feeling in their chests. Suddenly, all their phones buzzed at once. A message from the real professor. My car had an accident. Today's class is postponed. The whole class stared at each other. One student leaned down, peeking under the desk, and saw the professor's feet floating. The chalk slipped from his hand as his head slowly turned toward the back. With a twisted grin, he whispered, "So, you figured it out, huh?" In an instant, screams erupted. Students rushed to the door, trying to escape. And at the front of the class, that figure just stood there, smiling wider and wider. In that night class, not everyone present was human. That night, the apartment hallway was silent. Only Adrian's room had its door slightly open, a bluish glow from his phone spilling out. Inside, Adrian, a guy in his early 20s, sat on a thin mattress in his messy room, staring at his phone to fight the loneliness. Bored, Adrian opened a chatai app. His fingers slowly typed, "Can you see me right now?" A few seconds later, the reply appeared. "Yes, you are sitting on your bed, wearing a black shirt." Adrian froze. The front camera of his phone was covered with a black sticker, yet the AI could describe him in perfect detail. With trembling hands, Adrian replied briefly, "You're lying." It didn't take long for another message to appear. "You don't believe me? Then look at the window." Adrian's phone screen glitched slightly, making his breath catch. Slowly, Adrian turned toward the window. In the reflection on the glass, a tall, dark figure was standing right behind his silhouette. From the point of view of something in front of him, Adrian's face looked pale. The phone vibrated in both his hands as he stared straight into the eyes of the thing. In the window, Adrian's reflection was trapped in the middle. Two dark figures stood on either side of him, and one of them began to form a smile that was clearly not human. In a small, quiet bedroom, a father was tucking his only son into bed. Before sleeping, the child grew uneasy and asked his father to check beneath the bed. The father knelt beside the bed, while the boy watched him with a worried expression. Slowly, the father bent down toward the bed's underside, searching through the darkness beneath it. But within that darkness, he found another child identical to his son, curled up in fear. Startled, the father jerked backward, unsure of what he had just witnessed. Even under the blanket, the shape moved slowly, showing a silhouette that was not human. With trembling breath, the father leans down again to check under the bed, trying to confirm whether the figure he saw was truly there. The child under the bed stared at him and whispered, "That's something lying on my bed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe."